Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. I am RoyalMixGaming, and in today's video we're going to go ahead and recap our KVK here in 216 and my alt KVK, which is in 2060, which is in the same KVK with Mimi. And we're going to kind of go over my stats on both accounts, just kind of see what the map kind of looks like after the last couple of days. That's the main reason I haven't posted a video in the last couple of days, is because I've been fighting a lot and I'm trying to participate in this KVK and get my kills and contribute to my kingdom. So the map first, we're going to go ahead and scroll out and show you the map. So let's see. In the top zone, we went ahead and captured this zone 4. At the start, 1657 went to the top and fought against Mimi. They got locked on this top zone, and then I think it was on like Friday afternoon, I think it was probably Friday afternoon, they started to push our side at the very pass over here, at this pass 4. They've been pushing pretty hard here, managed to, burn a flag or two, and then we managed to push them back 2 or 3 times so far after they build a flag on us. And that's kind of been the stalemate with them over the last 2 or 3 days. They did drop a couple forts over here on this left corner that we had to kind of work on blocking because we couldn't get to them at first because we didn't have this DK16 fort here at first, and we had to kind of flag over there and get to it. They did it like 2 or 3 times, dropping a couple of different forts trying to get to these past 6s and past 5s. Unfortunately for them, they didn't manage to build them. We did manage to zero somebody that made a mistake on this side by the forts, because you can kind of try to random port a city into this zone, and then you can basically fill the fort really quickly so you can get it basically down to 2 hours right away, But one person made a mistake to attack one of our players, and then we imprisoned them and zeroed them. That would be kind of my caution to you when you're going to do something like that. When you drop a fort, bubble first, then random port in the zone with people inside your city, because if you make a mistake in the enemy zone, they're going to imprison you. And if you're not very high power, you're going to get zeroed. So I just recommend bubbling before you have people get inside your city. So that would be just a recommendation from what I've seen recently, because they got zeroed because they made a huge mistake. On the opposite side of the map, we're going to go ahead and see that 2060 has been locked in. I'll go ahead and review my stats here in a second on my main and my alt account. I didn't get to fight as much on my alt account because this side of the map was basically over in about 12 hours. We had some forts on the right side of the map. If you watched some of the streams recently, they got deleted. I think, burned basically after a day or two. But we fought against 2120 here and worked on it as best we could. I did get some deaths, but not too many on this account. On my alt account over here, we're going to go ahead and try and push to the next zone, obviously, and with our allies from 2365 and my alt account. Probably push down and try and push against 2120 again on this side and see how that kind of goes. On this side, Mimi's been fighting against 201110 up here, pushing against them, so we'll see if we're going to even have a fight on this side of the map in the next zone. I don't think that 1657 is going to be able to get into the next zone. They will probably try to push out a pass 4 at the same time, but I don't think that they can get out with the amount of flags we have built and things like that. Forts have been dropped. It's going to be very difficult for them to get anywhere in this KVK with 2 different opposite kingdoms on both top and bottom above them and below them to lock them in. So I think Mimi's going to try to push them out of the zone, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know if they're going to get pushed out or not. We'll see. But real quickly, we're going to go ahead and go over my stats from my main account so far. I've lost 500,000 troops so far, mostly archers, because I was the rally lead, because I maxed Boudica and Henry for this KVK so far, with the set that I had shown you in the other video that you guys have been watching really heavily recently, which I was kind of surprised by. But I'm really happy to see that you guys watched that refining video a lot, which I'm happy. So for stats-wise, I got 18.5 basically million kills. The kills that we were trying to get recently with 1657 was pass fighting, so it was a lot of, go in, go out, go in, go out, and stuff like that. So it wasn't really a lot of swarming down people and like fighting one-on-one or 2v something, where it was a little bit more favored. It was a lot of basically even fight and even slightly against us because they were pushing us and we weren't pushing them. defending is a lot harder than attacking sometimes whenever you're pushing fields. So when we were fighting, this is how many kills I managed to get over the past, like, I think 2 to 3 days. Then deads, like I was saying, is mostly archers, mostly because I rallied with my rally. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the reports that I have from my archer rally in this KVK. Like I was saying, they were attacking us and we were kind of defending. So when we were rallying, they had more field than we did. So based on this rally, I got like basically 3 Boudica Henry rallies and like 1 with Nebu and Henry, which I didn't like very well. This is kind of the report that I'm kind of getting. They did swarm these rallies pretty hard with a lot of calves, so it did hurt a little bit, you know, taking down my amount of troops. Also, it was hard to reinforce this rally because it was on their side of the map, you know, next to their pass, so it was a little bit harder. So I basically got an even trade because these people swarmed the rally and took deads. I got another rally here, but for Xeno Flav, it's pretty hard to take down, especially when it's Xeno and Flav. Xeno YSS is much easier to take down, obviously. I think this was the better report that I got a positive trade. Another thing was reinforcing is a little bit difficult, like I was saying, so this was the positive trade. They did swarm this rally a little bit, not as much as the last one, but the reinforcing was the biggest thing. They did a lot better job at reinforcing my rally this time, which helped out a lot, which made me do more damage. But I don't think that there's a really good answer to Flavius so far. And then here's the Henry Nebu report that I was very, very disappointed in because they did swarm the snot out of this, but they also took a lot of AoE. But the report itself was pretty bad. Like they were better reinforcing than we were. Because I got down to 1.1 and had to cancel because we couldn't keep it full. They kept swarming it, and it did have good counterattack, but so does Boudica and Henry, and it's a better rally overall. Really disappointed in Henry and Nebu. It didn't do very good. It's probably my least favorite rally, even though I thought it would be really good. They did swarm this rally, like I was saying, just to kind of scroll through. I got some AoE on some people, obviously, from Nebu. And the counterattack's a little bit better on this rally, but it's not as much as you think and as much as I thought it was going to be. So Boudica and Henry is probably the best rally other than Gilga and Henry. I will not say that either one is better than the other. I think they're better in different scenarios. I just don't know 100% which one's better in what scenarios necessarily. I think that they both are pretty tanky and can do a lot of damage, but I think that Boudica and Henry is going to do the damage much faster. There's another report, slightly more negative. I didn't cancel as well this time, but it did get swarmed at the very last second. As you saw by this huge dip, they started swarming really, really hard near the end, and that's why it dropped so low so quickly, and that's why it was a little bit more negative trade. But they're putting in pretty much all T5, and we're putting in T4s too, so it is what it is. But I did get a positive trade, but it was a little bit harder, and there's people swarming this rally, taking dead, so it's probably an even trade overall. As you can see, it has good counterattack damage, but it's just not a real good counter to Flavius yet, but it is a decent 1v1. It's going to probably win by a little bit, but not by a lot. It's not going to be like a Nevsky where it's hitting into something and just obliterating it. But even Nevsky's not going to do well against Flavius right now. So, like, some of these people are taking a lot of sevs and from this, but they swarmed the snot out of this rally pretty hard with a lot of calves. This was the first one they did, and they definitely swarmed this one a lot. Because this rally doesn't have AoE. That's kind of the reports I got from this KVK so far with rallies and kind of how things have been going on this account and kind of my stats. So we're going to go ahead and quickly swap over to my second account and kind of show you basically what my stats are, kind of just overall just how it's been going on this account and where I'm going on it. So for my stats, we're going to go ahead and say I only got about 100,000 deads. I was at work for the majority of the day when we were doing our fighting, and like I was saying, it was over in 12 hours. So I was at work for, I think, 7 or 8 of those 12 hours, so I only got like an hour or two to actually like fill a flag and stuff and do some stuff, so didn't get a lot of deads on this account yet, but it's also a much lower power account. So then we went ahead and I got 8.3 million kills on this account. I fought a lot less on this account than my main accounts. I fought for 2 or 3 days on my main and maybe 3 to 6 hours, like I was saying, on this account. So did okay on this account, just not as well as my main, obviously. So overall, I think for this KVK with Mimi, we're going to see how it goes. But we're doing pretty well so far. It just hit reset, which is really nice. But thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.